Time, space, collecting. A multiverse of stories shaped by the choices we make. We are your guides across the Marvelverse, exploring everything from the MCU to cards and collectibles. Because every piece we collect tells a story. The question is, what does yours say about you?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome into Across the Marvelverse, episode number 3. It is Thursday, July 31st. I am your host, Jimmy, and I am joined today by my good buddy, Fausto. Welcome in.
What's up, man? I'm so pumped.
God. Y'all are in trouble.
That's right there. That's the angle. Oh.
Audio listeners, Fausto is hitting his Silver Surfer poses here.
That's right. I got an arsenal of them. I'm ready to go.
Oh God, this is going to be a show, dude. I'm excited. I'm genuinely really excited for this episode.
Dude, I'm 3 breaths away from painting myself silver. I am so pumped to talk about this.
If you do not know Fausto, he is the biggest Silver Surfer fan I have met in my life, and some of his wildest dreams came true this past weekend.
Oh my God. It was like, don't wake me up. I love dreaming. It was awesome. It's been surfer mania around here. It's just been surfer this, surfer that. I herald. Oh, stop it. Stop it. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore.
Dude, there is no one else I could have on this episode. If you haven't, by the way, if you have not picked up on what we're doing this episode, it's Fantastic Four. This is the Fantastic Four episode. If you've been listening for just collecting cards, this is the wrong episode for you, because we are 90% going to be talking about the new MCU movie, our review, our breakdown, everything about it. And there's no one else I would rather have than Fausto for this show. Because
stop it, man. I'm so ready for this, dude.
I mean, you are the Silver Surfer guy. So how would I not have you on?
There's a lot of surfer people out there. I do not want to claim that I'm the biggest surfer fan. I love surfer. Biggest, I collect.
Hey, you are the guy to me.
Well, that's very sweet. And you should save your words for the proposal later. Okay, those were beautiful. And I really appreciate it.
Oh, man. Well, hey, we have a lot to talk about. Before we do, we're going to drop some Marvel news. We're going to see what's on the Watchers Report today.
The Watchers Report.
Dude, I should have had that. I should have had the song queued.
Dude, I have it ready for whenever we go down. It's on repeat, baby. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay, number 1, happy Fantastic Four release. I hope you all have gotten a chance to enjoy the movie. By the way, I hate spoilers, so we will make sure you know when spoilers are going to come. And it will be safe for a small portion of the episode. It'll be spoiler-free, and we will give you fair warning before any spoilers drop. I will even, if anything slips up, I will go in post and make sure it is edited. So do not fear. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the movie. If you have not yet, I'd encourage you to go see it. Now, Fausto, you saw it in IMAX.
I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I'm going to make you do some editing work. Here's a major spoiler. Okay, I'm back. Yes, I saw it in IMAX. IMAX 2D. I don't wear the glasses because, I just don't wear the glasses. I don't know.
No, I'm not
either.
Dizzy. Dude. All right. I genuinely thought about going to watch it in IMAX before we recorded this episode, like a second time.
It's really nice. It's really good in IMAX. I think,
here's what I think. I think you should go watch it in Dolby Digital. I go watch it in IMAX.
Ooh.
And then we go argue about it.
I wonder if there is a Dolby Digital around here. I have to look.
You should.
I will.
You have an AMC near you?
Apparently I do. It's like 30 minutes away.
Dude, bet you anything it's there. I love Dolby Digital. That is almost exclusively where we go to see big feature films, but I don't think I've ever done IMAX. So maybe like a long time ago, but not like modern IMAX. So.
I'm gonna do it.
I'll do it. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Okay, but outside of that, Eyes of Wakanda. Okay, Fausto, if you remember, 2
Yes.
weeks ago, you were on the show, and I said Eyes of Wakanda was pushed back to August 27th.
Yep.
It was originally slated for August 6th. Yesterday, they said, hey, it drops on August 1st.
I think they're just so excited that Fantastic Four did well that they're like, more content.
Just drop it all. I'm like, guys, we were here before. Remember? Disney Plus. And
That's right.
you were really mad that you dropped too much and people had to watch too much. Let's not get too excited, Marvel. Let's just enjoy.
Pace ourselves.
Yeah, let's enjoy the win. But
relax.
I'm not complaining. I can't get tired of it, so I'm happy. Tomorrow, Eyes of Wakanda drops, so that's exciting. You all can, tomorrow, August 1st. We're recording on Thursday. But yeah, so I guess if you're listening to this on August 1st, happy Wakanda release day.
Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Jeremy Renner now says he's ready to return for Hawkeye season 2. There's a whole thing about how he was not going to return because they were not offering him enough money.
Well, they offered him. It wasn't that they offered him enough money. They offered him
less.
like an insulting amount.
Yeah, substantially less than what they had offered him before.
Yeah. Like, and these guys already make a lot of money, but like this was like,
yeah,
like basically this is what we think of what you've done for the franchise. And I don't think Hawkeye season 1 was bad.
No, I loved it. I thought it was a great series. I thought it was great. Yeah. So anyways, that's cool that he's ready to return. So maybe that means that they're behind the scenes talking, or I don't know, but Hawkeye season 2, maybe in the works. Who knows? Venom, Magic the Gathering, original art.
God.
So we talked about some Magic the Gathering last week, all the reveals, all the different images that got leaked, and literally right around the same time the images get leaked, we see original art start going up for sale. The Venom piece sold for $15K. $15K.
Oh my God.
Now what's crazy is it went up for auction. $15K was a starting bid. So only one person bid.
Which is pretty interesting. I wonder if it because he was not a commander. I have to look at it again. There's a wonderful group on Facebook, If Art Is Your Thing. It is I'm getting it, NTG Art Market.
Yep.
And this market's fantastic. And this is basically where a lot of the art is going to go and be advertised and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
The person who did the Venom, I'm trying to look for his name now, Dave Palumbo also sold a piece or is selling a Spider-Man piece because he did one for the game as well. Gwen just sold, which was pretty cool. Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm. A little under 10K, I think, for her, right?
Yeah. Victor Adam Maquez, I think I've said that wrong. And then the Venom, which of course I'm taking forever to find, was done by someone awesome who I'm a huge fan of. And there he is. Milani Ardent. Don't know if I said that wrong.
You did great.
No. What did I say that? That's the person who put it up there. That's his art dealer. The person who actually sold the artist of it is Jasper. I'm a terrible person. You're going to edit this out, so I just made work for you. It's Jasper Ensing.
You're funny. You think I'm going to edit that out?
No, he's not going to edit that out. It's going to make me look like more of an idiot. Well, there it is. You know what I mean? So there it is. A real YouTuber would have the image on screen right now. So
there it is. There it is. There it is.
But there you go. But yeah, it's really cool to watch these pieces of artwork come out. Magic the Gathering has been known for its art for years, and it's really awesome to finally see Marvel pieces come out. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Good word choice there. Okay, moving on to new comics. So just some ones to be on the lookout for. New releases. Bring on the Bad Guys, Loki #1. It's part 4 of a 7 one-shot of like 7 different one-shots that they're dropping. So kind of cool. Gods, One World Under Doom 1 dropped. Also, I saw this in my local comic book shop when I stopped in the other day. What If Goofy Became Spider-Man? Almost grabbed that one, actually. I used to collect all those books. I have a bunch of them. The What If Disney books.
Silver Surfer has a very famous What If issue where What If Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a wonderful book.
I might have that one. I think I might have that one.
49.
Actually.
What If 49,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think I have that. But yeah, they're fun. They're really fun. And they have some really cool variants for them. So you can check that out. Ultimates #14, which features Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So I will be picking that one up.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. And then I added this one just for you, Fausto. Werewolf by Night #1, a one-shot written by the music composer of the Disney Plus Werewolf by Night series, Michael Giacchino. Tried my best.
Nice. That's freaking cool. Werewolf by Night, great, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's such a fun character. I think that's one of my favorite MCU movies. Not that it's like the best one, but I don't know. It was such a fun Halloween to get that piece and to like watch that film. And I don't think it came out on Halloween, but it was during like fall spooky kind of thing. So it was pretty great.
Yeah. It was cool. I did not like it as much as you did.
Really?
No. I thought it was cool.
Oh.
It was forgettable for me.
Forgettable. That is so harsh. That's brutal.
It is bottom tier for me of Marvel projects.
Oh, dude, you and I are going to get into it. It's going to get bad.
It's going to get bad.
It's going to get real bad. This is going to be sad. Okay. All right. Well, there goes one friendship. I was really looking forward to this one too. That kind of hurts.
I can just find someone else for this show. Not a big deal.
That's cool. You know? That's fine. Yeah, sure. I'm going to walk off now.
What else? Marvel Snap. Last week I talked about the new game mode, Grand Arena. I have tried it now. It is wonderful. If you have not played this new game mode, it is really fun, actually. I'm really enjoying it. I have not put as much time as I've wanted to into it because I've had a crazy work week. Just wrapping up things from last quarter and whatever, end of the month, all that good stuff. But I plan on playing it a lot more this weekend. It's really cool. You choose your champion, and your champion always starts in your starting hand with a champion ability, which is a separate card. So you get both of those starting in your hand every single game. And then the deck, although they have pre-built decks that you can just use, that they recommend, they're average decks, you can also just still build your own. You just have to have your champion in the deck. So it's really fun. I've been playing a Carnage champion. I forget what the name of the champion is, but I've been playing the Carnage one, and I have a deck full of like different 1-drops, and then it uses cards like Toxin, what else? Falcon and things that bounce them back to hand, and then Carnage destroys them, and there's that 4-drop that brings them your destroyed cards back to your hand. So it's just kind of like constantly playing and replaying, bouncing 1-drops and playing it back to board. But you can get huge cards. I had a Rocket Raccoon. It was, the location that doubles power when you play a card in the location.
Yeah.
Is it Shuri's Lab, maybe? Is that the one?
Yeah, I think it is.
I had that with Rocket, and every time I played Rocket, I played him like almost every turn or every other turn. I think he got up to like 60 something. It was the biggest Rocket I ever had. It was, I was like, this is stupid. But yeah, it's a fun game mode, and you also start with 2 energy. Well, I call it energy. I don't know what they call it in the game. Energy, mana, whatever you want to call it, instead of 1. So on turn 6, you end up with 7. So it creates some just cool plays. But yeah, if you haven't played it, definitely check it out. You can also get new cards from it, and I can't stress enough how important it is to play game modes that give you free cards in a game that makes you pay for everything. So
that's awesome, dude. I'm excited. I got to get back into it, man. I was playing Snap hard for a while.
Dude, okay. we need to start play testing because regionals are coming.
Oh.
Regionals are coming, and we announced that last week. Golden Gauntlets are here, and it's getting serial. So
maybe I will do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, Marvelverse Capcom Ultimate Complete Works Art Book Deluxe is coming out. It is $120. I was not super excited about the book. I personally just don't get very excited for art books. It's not my thing. If it is your thing, I'm very happy for you. But
thank you.
Here's what's cool. If you do get this deluxe whatever edition, it comes with 6 exclusive collectible metal cards. So, and they look actually really nice.
Stupid nice.
Really good. They feature Cyclops, Psylocke, Doctor Doom, and then they also have Ryu, Chun-Li, and Bison. So that's pretty fun. And then there's also some enamel pins. So if you are a pin collector, they feature Captain America, Spider-Man, Mega Man, Captain Commando, Iron Man, and Morgan. I probably said that wrong. But yeah, you can check that out. It is available for pre-order. If that is your thing, pick it up. I almost did just for the cards, but I'm trying to behave, so I opted not to.
Always smart to behave.
I think that's it for news. Fausto, anything else you want to add for news?
Capcom cards was cool. Magic was cool.
Is It's a light week. It's a light week. For the last 2 weeks have been stacked. Our new segments were like half an hour long.
Well, we have Mint came out, so Topps, so exclusive set from Topps.
We talked
Mint
about
came
that
out.
last week, but it's okay. You didn't listen. It's fine.
I didn't.
It's fine.
Listen.
It's fine.
I zone out sometimes when you're talking, and that's terrible. Okay, we did talk about that. Did we talk about?
I haven't heard your thoughts on it. Do you like Mint?
Mint. It's aight.
It's aight.
It's aight. It's playing cards done in some particular fashion. I didn't like what they did with the comic cuts. It's all right. It's aight.
Yeah, I think the cards look actually really nice. I really like the exclusive Doctor Doom.
The cut?
I don't think
the card.
No, the card. It's the card, but it's the SDCC exclusive, so you could only pull it from those boxes, and I think it's numbered out of 99 or something. It's the one that looks like it has like the marble kind of ceramic background on the very outside of it. I thought that card looked really nice.
I have to look at it. Maybe I'm not thinking of the same one.
Okay, I'll send it to you after the show.
You'll send it to me. We'll look at it.
But I thought that was really nice. I'm also not super huge on it, and now that it's had some time to sit in, I think I was more excited when I first saw the cards, just because anytime I see something new, I'm like, ooh, new cards, shiny.
That happens.
But yeah, I still think it's nice. I'll pick up a couple Scarlets from it, more than likely, once the hype dies down a little bit. I will say, just be careful when you're buying. There's a lot of people trying to pass these off as the entire set being SDCC exclusive. That is not true.
Correct.
Any card that is exclusive, they literally printed it on the back of the card. It says, like the Doctor Doom, exclusive. Those are the only ones that were exclusive to the event. The rest are all getting released in a normal hobby box set that you'll be able to pick up later down the road.
Yep.
So just be careful. Be smart. I personally am buying nothing right now because the prices are so high because I think of some of that misinformation that's out there.
Yep.
So just be careful. Okay. You know what? Let's just go right into our new pickups. Let's hit the Collector's Hall.
The Collector's Hall.
Okay, Fausto, do you have any new pickups to share?
I do have one.
Oh, baby.
I am getting it now. I'm doing this on your show because you're awesome. Otherwise, I would keep this hidden.
Ooh, okay. Across the Marvelverse exclusive.
Because I know I'm going to get hassled for this one. But I really like it. So here we go. So speaking of MCU, and we'll get into that a little more. This is a little topical. But here's a quiz, Jimmy.
Oh, God.
Here
I'm
we
going
go.
to fail. I'm so bad at these.
You're good. You're good.
Let's go.
When Thanos is done and eradicates half of the population in this horrible genocide, he goes to a planet and he starts becoming a farmer, correct?
Yes.
What does he do with his suit?
What does he do with his suit?
What does he do with his suit?
I don't know. What does he do with his suit?
Oh, it's iconic. He sends it to the dry cleaners. No, what he actually does with his suit is he hangs it up as a scarecrow to scare anybody away from the planet. The Mad Titan. And here in this cut is the cut of the Scarecrow Thanos suit.
Dude, that is so cool. If you aren't watching on YouTube right now, just pop in really quick to see this comic cut, bro. It is so nice looking.
But there it is in the cornfield.
Oh
Thanos
my
suit.
gosh. That's incredible.
Yep. It's from the Infinity Trilogy cut, and it is from Infinity Gauntlet 6, obviously.
So you asked that question a couple weeks too soon. I'm reading Infinity Trilogy right now for the first time.
Okay, it was in the movie, so I don't feel so bad giving you that spoiler.
Okay. No. I know. I figured it was in the movie. It's been a while though.
No, it's been a while.
But that's really cool. It's
very cool.
Really cool.
But that's my pickup. What's
Nice.
yours pickup?
Okay, I've got a few. One I didn't pull out of the binder. I'm gonna share it later in like a formal Instagram post, but I'll tell everyone what it is. Plus, we have a lot of our listeners are audio only listeners anyway. First one is non-Marvel related, so I'm breaking the rules a little because it's Master Roshi related, and I'm Herman style. So had to share this. We got these custom cards made.
Oh, cool.
And so this is a custom card. My friend Joku made them. He runs his own little custom card company called Kaizoku Cards. I think I said that right. But yeah, he does a really good job. There's foil, there's texture on here, there's like gold foil. I'll take it out of the sleeve, maybe we'll be able to see it a little better. But yeah, it's a really cool card. And he even did foil on the back. This is his logo. So there you go. But yeah, a guy from my Discord, shout out to Jacob. He had reached out to me and said, hey, I'm going to get something like Master Roshi made for people in the Hermit Style Discord. And I was like, oh, cool. Let me get one. And he ordered a bunch of these Master Roshi energy markers for Dragon Ball. And yeah, some people got them. So that was a cool little pickup.
I might have to hit him up. I want to make some custom surfers from the films to get some autographs from actors at cons.
He does really good work, man.
It looks amazing.
Genuinely,
are you kidding?
He does good work. He also does his own slabs too.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought I had it behind me, but I don't. But yeah, he also does his own little slabs too.
Damn.
Okay, next pickup.
Yep.
Is the orange Spectromatic Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, very
As
nice.
previously revealed on the show, I got the one of the Scarlet Witch Spectromatic. So that has started me on a journey of getting the rainbow. Last week, I showed off the printing plate I got. And this week, I got the out of 99 Spectromatic Orange, number 19 out of 99. So we are almost there. I've now gotten, the only one I need now is blue out of 10. And there's one guy that has it on eBay for way too much money. So I'm going to be patient.
There's been some posting up, like cash-wise. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
What some of these are being posted as.
He basically wants what the one of one is worth.
That guy's anyway. What?
Okay, now here, this one is a big one, Fausto.
I'm excited.
This is a big one. You should be excited, actually, genuinely. This is one of the 3 big cards that I mentioned that were coming in. If you remember, I said there was a comic cut, a printing plate, and a sketch card coming.
I do remember this.
So I've showed off the printing plate. That was last week. The other 2 have come in. So one of them, which I don't have in front of me, so I'm not going to show it on camera, but it is an X-Men 4 comic cut featuring Scarlet and Magneto. You've seen it.
Hell yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and now I really need more X-Men 4 cuts because now I'm at 1, 2, 3. I'm at 5. So I only need 4 more to have a full page in the binder.
9 page.
I got to get 4 more. So I've got to figure that out. It's bad. So that was the biggest of all the pickups. The X-Men 4 cut. That was the biggest. I'm pumped about that. But here's the other one that I have not shown you yet.
You haven't.
Here we go. It is a sketch card.
Show.
Here we go. So this is...
Is that the Manny Clark?
This is Darren Auk.
Oh, Darren Ark. I meant I said Manny and I meant Darren.
This is the 1998. It's graded. I'm going to probably crack it out of the slab, though. I don't really want it graded.
Smart.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it in there just to preserve it. But
dude, it looks so good.
Yeah. So it's a Scarlet Witch sketch. So this is the first set that ever had a sketch card of Scarlet Witch. And I know that because of my friend Fausto. He's the one who put me onto that. Shared that knowledge.
Is so insanely cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's a really good one too. Wow.
It is. There's one other one on eBay that was actually more, and I think I actually really like this one a lot more. So I decided.
Yeah, I think you snagged the right one.
Yeah, I do still want the other one, but you know.
Yeah. Time. We'll get there
one day. But yeah, to have, I mean, that's a big thing as a character collector.
I mean, vintage sketch cards between the years of 1997 and I'll go all the way to 2007, 2008, 2007. I'll go
first decade of sketch cards.
That's, you know what, beautifully said. And for me, these are just the most priceless pieces in my collection. And I love MCC 98 so stupid much. It's so beautiful. It's just amazing.
And Darren Auk is a fantastic artist, and it's really cool to have not to diminish any artist whatsoever, but it is really cool to have people who worked on the Marvel comic books themselves to have sketch cards from them of the character that you collect. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a big deal. It's a huge We talk about it on
Huge.
this podcast quite a bit, right? Or, well, the first episode I was on, but you and I talk about this all the time. Having that cross wires across multiple areas of the hobby. You know what I mean? Comics, cards. Like, I just think it really fits so many good parameters and fits into many good buckets. It's awesome.
I would encourage, if you have not already, see if your character's in the 97 or 98 sets. If you haven't already.
Are.
If you're a character collector, really any collector. I mean, if there's just someone that you like, or it's just a great piece for your collection. So, anyways, those are my pickups. I don't know if I got anything else I wanted to share. Oh yeah, I did. Little pickups. I got a couple comic books from my local comic book store. I got Vision and Scarlet Witch 3. They put aside the Scarlet Witch comics for me just because they know. So they had that ready for me. I will say they only got one copy of the Simone DeMio variant, and I really wanted it, but someone else, I guess, got it ahead of me. So that was sad. But I did get the normal version. I'll pick that up later. And then I also got the giant size House of M #1.
Ooh, this is the thing I have to read. This is the one I have to go get.
Yeah, it looks fun. I haven't read either yet. I'm excited to read them. They're sitting just waiting. But yeah, that's going to be fun. So I picked up those 2 comic books. Nothing crazy. I did pick up a random pack of One Punch Man cards. If you got any One Punch Man fans out there, they had like packs for $3, so I picked up one. They're not great. I have not opened any. It comes from Union Arena. If you're not familiar, I was not very impressed with the cards personally. I don't think they looked very good. I will say some of the higher rarity stuff, like alt arts, they look really good. But the commons, uncommons, rares, even I pulled a super rare, it wasn't very good. But the top tier rarity stuff does look really nice. But everything else, they need a little bit of work. Okay, last thing for me, I dropped off the Scarlet Witch piece I got from Bella at the Framers.
Ooh, that's fun.
So I did. I dropped, and I used Michaels. I said I wasn't going to use Michaels again after last time because I wasn't super happy with them when I got my uncut sheet framed, because they tried to give it back to me and they did a horrible job on cutting the mat. It was just bad. But they redid it, and it does look nice now. But I was like, I'm going to support a local framer instead. I went to my local framer, and for that little piece, like 8x11, and I'm not saying it was like a horrible price. I know it's quality work. It cost the same price that I paid for that piece as the frame. And Michael's was $300 less for this. And I'm like, I couldn't afford to do that. So I went with Michael's. They do good work, and you get the masterpiece acrylic on it. So anyways, that's what I did. I'm not super proud of it.
Hey man, you can't pay for a painting twice just to get it framed.
I know.
It's too much. I get it. That's why I have like 3 things framed, and I got Dan to help me with it because he can frame up things a little bit, but otherwise I don't, I got this uncut sheet framed at a professional framer, and it 100% cost more to get the frame than the uncut sheet.
I was quoted over $800 to frame my uncut sheet.
Yeah, they're ridiculously stupid.
And it was, again, like half the price of Michael's.
No, can't do that.
So anyways, if you do need something framed for cheaper, I will say Michael's does good quality work. If they do mess it up, they'll fix it. It's not a bad price. So just throwing that out there. If you don't have a local framer or just can't afford the local framer like me,
I would be very careful with Michael's, because they do tend to look at these pieces like posters and uncut sheets and original art. And because the people back there are not aware of the rarity of these things, they tend to try to paste them on the back of the board instead of framing them. So be very careful with that, I will say.
And I did talk to them about that, and they said, no, we'll make sure the piece is preserved. I said, okay. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. I'm sure it'll be fine for that.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be okay. It'll be fine. Everything's
It'll
fine.
be fine. You're good.
All right.
You're good.
You know what it's time for? Fantastic Four.
Fantastic. Fantastic Four.
Today's focus.
All right. So today's focus, we are doing a review of Fantastic Four. We're going to start it off. No spoilers, so you don't have to run yet. But you will have to run soon if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there. Here's what I want, Fausto. Before we talk anything movie, I want your rating out of 10.
Whoa. No reasoning, just my rating.
Just flat out, I want a rating, and then we're going to talk.
3 monkey paws.
Shut up.
All right. 1 through 10. We're not going to have like a hermit, like we're not going to have like Across the Multiverse, like scale thing.
I mean, we could. I don't know. This is the first time we're ever doing it.
I'm going to give it 8.5 watchers.
8.5 watchers. Okay. That's a good rating. I'm a little
think of
higher.
better name.
I'm at 9.
Where are you at?
I'm at
You're
9.
At 9?
Yeah, I'm at 9.
Are
I'm
you
rating
an
9
idiot?
out of 10.
Just kidding. 9
out of 10. Yeah. Actually, you know what, listeners? What should the scale be? Maybe they're smarter than us. So
yes, let them decide. What should we call this?
What is the
scale?
rating system? There's got to be a rating system.
There's got to be like 8 bald men. I don't know. However you want to do it.
No, I was 9 out of 10, man. I thought it was fantastic. So, all right. So let's talk before we get into it. Just some general things about the movie. One, I have to say this first. Matt Shackman did a phenomenal job directing, and I must say he's knocked it out of the park twice now because you know the other project he did, right?
That's right. WandaVision, baby.
WandaVision. And not only that, he has done a really nice job with the women superheroes of Marvel, right?
100%.
Like, you know, the way he directs, the way he produced this movie, I was really, really impressed. I mean, I think Sue, Invisible Woman, she was one of my favorite characters in the whole movie.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
The actress knows so much about the character. He handles her, you know, I think when my wife and I first saw the trailer, we're worried like, oh man, they put her in the mother role and they're just going to keep her there because, you know,
and it would be so easy to go down that road and then just totally lose sight of her.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of how big franchise movies handle women characters is they treat them as this stereotype or as this thing instead of just treating them as people, which most men get treated just as people. And that's the end of it. But I will say Sue is like a leader in peace. She's part of the council. She does so much more. She's the, you know, and spoilers, I'm not going to spoil anything, but she ends up being a very big key component of the film later on. And
I loved that. I didn't know what angle they were going to go with that. So I thought that was awesome. Some general stats about the movie. So opening weekend, they did approximately $118 million in the US and Canada across over 4,000 theaters. So not too bad. This is Marvel's biggest opening of the year so far. So it outdid any other film they've dropped this year. Globally, it's done over $240 million. So very good. It has surpassed recent films like Thunderbolts, which did $74 million, Captain America Brave New World, which did $89 million. And another important thing to note, that it's basically the revenue coming in is basically split 50-50 domestic and internationally, which is also important if you're comparing it to a film like Superman that just dropped. Because in Superman, I believe Superman outdid it slightly domestically, but internationally, Fantastic Four did much, much better.
Fascinating.
So overall, I believe Fantastic Four is doing better. Obviously, things could change. This is just when I'm recording, but I thought that was pretty neat. They are projecting Superman to do better over time than Fantastic Four, but I don't think that's a negative. I think their excitement for Fantastic Four is so high, right? I think it has more people's buy-in to go immediately on opening weekend, where for someone like me, I haven't seen Superman yet. We're going to, but I'm not really in a rush to go see it. So I think it has more people like that are like, yeah, let me check it out, because DCU doesn't have that same buy-in that MCU has. I
agree. I that makes complete sense to me. I agree with your prediction. And yeah, I've seen both films, and it's not a competition, but Silver Surfer's the best. Sorry, go on.
I have no disagreements. I'm not a big DCU fan, and I'm not even trying to dig at DCU right now. Because I'm literally going to go see. It's going to be the first DC film I've seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So, a few more stats before we really get into it. Rotten Tomatoes has a score at 87 to 88%, so a pretty strong score. Another interesting stat was that it appealed more to younger audience demographics.
That's important.
It did much better for the under 35 crowd than any other MCU film this year.
That's massively important for the IP and the hobby. That is fantastic news.
I was so happy to hear that. And I think that was important for many reasons, but with the news that they are resetting MCU with Secret Wars, we have to know that other movies can come in completely separate.
Yes.
From where we've been the last, how many years has it been of MCU now? Since
Over
Iron
10.
Man 1? I mean,
it's pretty serious.
I mean, that was before 2010, right? I mean, we're over 15 years into this. So we have that much history, right?
Oh, God.
Can something brand new come in and still perform, right? And Fantastic Four has done that. And not only has it done that, it's doing that with a younger audience that can kind of keep this going. So overall, it reinforces their market dominance and the effectiveness of its multiverse. So that gives me a lot of confidence for a soft reset. Because I personally, the first thing I thought when he said they're resetting is no one's going to care. They're taking away everything that everybody loves. They're going to try something brand new and everyone's going to go, eh. But I think this movie gave me a lot more confidence than what I had. And they had to crush it with this movie, not because it was like, let's bring MCU back or whatever. MCU is already doing well, but now they prove that they can do something entirely different, bring a whole new group of heroes in, and they can be successful.
I mean, that's how they did it with Iron Man, right? I mean, we had so many movies before Iron Man came out in theaters. And when Iron Man hit, Favreau understood that the superhero genre had a lot of fatigue and it wasn't carrying a lot of interest and a lot of freshness. And they did something completely different. And it set off in motion an entertainment that was missing from the black leather suit seriousness of superhero movies beforehand. It's a very, very smart decision. And Fantastic Four is carrying that kind of, weight where it's like, hey, we don't have to explain everything to you. Let's just give you a good movie and you'll go figure it out yourself later. And that's important.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Okay. That was all the general stuff. Now we're going to get into the movie. We're going to do the no spoiler portion breakdown. Okay. So we're going to talk about the movie. Don't spoil anything yet. We'll do a good 5-10 minute conversation. And then I'm sorry, listeners, if you haven't seen it, you're going to have to go. We're going to get into the nitty gritty. But hey, Marvel's first family makes their MCU debut. Sort of makes their MCU debut.
Sort of.
From an alternate Earth 828 timeline. And I say sort of because they're not on 616. We have not seen the debut of Fantastic Four in 616.
You think it's going to be different?
I don't know, but we haven't seen it yet. So
I think we know. Oh, man, I can't. Okay, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
You're right. Okay, so that's possible.
Fausto disagrees. We'll get into that later.
I definitely disagree.
Yes. Earth 828, I will say, is in honor of Jack Kirby's birthday, which is August 28th.
Super beautiful tribute. The movie takes place around the same year of Jack Kirby's kind of existence. And it is very much a love letter to Jack Kirby. In fact, there's beautiful. Yes. I'm very careful about spoiling things, but okay. Yes, it is very much a tribute. Cool. I will stay quiet now. Go on.
All right. Okay. So just generally speaking.
Yes.
What do you think worked in this movie? And this can be a pretty broad topic.
Silver Surfer. Sorry, go on. Ask me the question again. What was that?
What worked? And I mean, how about this? You said so let's start with like characters and cast. What worked?
I'm ready. Yeah. So what worked? I think the placement of every actor for the Fantastic Four, the four of them. I think honestly, I had doubts on casting. I think it was perfect across the board. And that's not speaking as a fan, that's speaking as someone who has worked in film, who's been around film, who teaches film professionally. Like, the cast was very intelligently picked, and I think they work really well as the characters. Everyone's talking about chemistry. Right. I think everyone talks about them. Oh, they're so perfect together, blah, blah, blah. But I think people are missing the point. I think each actor carries the weight of their character extremely well, especially Reed Richards. I think he's a better Reed than most people expected Pedro to be. And there's a level of seriousness and composure there that Reed has in the books that I think Pedro totally adapted. And that goes the same for everybody too. You know, I think when we get a movie where we get to see these characters even fleshed out more and see a little more about their vignettes and a little more about like who they are, people will be surprised about the range that these actors have.
Yeah, I agree. And what I was worried was, for lack of better words, this movie was just going to be corny. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would be very easy when you've got people like Galactus, Fantastic Four. I mean, even the suits looked good.
Everything looked good because you know
good.
why? It wasn't about seeing what was in the book on screen. It was about a very professional wardrobe designer looking at these colors and understanding that the blue on the white worked so well because it's not 2025, right? It's 1960s, and those colors are in great contrast with the set design, right? So whenever you see those colors, they don't feel like they're out of place or completely odd or anything like that. What you're actually seeing is a great composed image. So the suits look not corny, but very well placed in the context of the film.
Yeah, and speaking of set design too, the whole like retro futuristic vibe knocked it out of the park.
Knocked it out, but most of that's practical too. Like the downtown, most of that downtown's practical. Surfer was 30 feet in the air. This is not a spoiler because you've seen the trailer. Like she was on a crane announcing her lines. The Fantastic Four in the Baxter building in the center room with the fireplace, TV, and all the lab stuff, all actually in camera. Very impressive.
And the
Very
CGI thing, Silver Surfer, Galactus, dude.
Yeah.
Like the Galactus reveal, which we'll get into that in the spoiler section. My jaw dropped.
Dude, they knew
like
what
literally.
they did
like
it right.
I'm not even saying jaw. Like my mouth was wide open watching that happen on the screen.
My head exploded.
I was like, oh my God, like this is insane.
I can't believe they did it the way they did it, because really they could have introduced that character and we could have seen that character kind of similar to how we were introduced to Thanos the first time, right? He looked back, we saw him in the chair, very tight close up, not revealing too much, just like a little bit here, a little bit there. The way they did Galactus, the director had to understand, the director of photography had to understand scale so much more than the average person. And I think it was done so spectacularly well. And they didn't do it the Transformer way, which handles, Transformers is, not one of my favorite films in the world, but they handle scale extremely well with something called a Dutch angle. So when you have your camera, right, you tilt it to the side, that's called a Dutch angle. And the reason they did that in Transformers is to capture the scale as they come through the city. You never got any of that with Galactus. So the kind of coverage you're getting in the cuts, the foot coming down, and I'm saying things that are in the trailer. The street moving around, it felt like something coming across a miniature. Very classic old school Godzilla with a great new update. Very cleverly done.
Yeah, it was perfect. They made him feel so much bigger than life. He was truly like this cosmic godly entity that arose, and
you felt the weight of him. It was so good.
Yeah, we'll get more into that. I don't want to say anymore. So yeah, tone setting. You said 1960, so it's 1964, right? Is the year that this takes place. They did a perfect job with that, by the way, down to license plates on cars.
Yeah,
you could see it was 64 on there. The setting's also around Halloween time. If you notice some scenes, and they did it so well. The costuming is what you would expect costumes to look like in the 60s.
Yep. The plastic mask, which you see in the trailer, face paint, which you see in the trailer, very cleverly done. Not full latex masks or any weird stuff like that.
There's also a witch hat that's built out of a cereal box.
Oh, I love that. That's right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So they did that. Yeah. Just the attention to detail is spectacular. Visuals and the action, excellent. Everything in space blew my mind. I think it was the coolest space scene probably ever.
That sequence, which I believe is the one you're mentioning, which we're not spoiling.
Nope.
Was done. There's a beautiful sequence in space, and they handle it extremely well.
Yeah.
Like stupid well.
Top tier. Then the last thing I would note that worked insanely well was the score. the soundtrack.
I mean, yeah, that's hard to argue. Like it's such an iconic piece. I don't know. And I saw that composer speaking on the red carpet, well, blue carpet for Fantastic Four premiere, and he is such a fan of the comic book series, and he was so giddy to be able to do it for the show, for the movie, and to do it for those characters.
See, that's even cooler. I haven't seen that. You'll have to send that to me. That's awesome.
It it's so he was talking like a true fan, very similar to how Vanessa Kirby does too. I think Kirby's her last name, the Invisible Woman. She is just
that's her name.
Super knowledgeable about the character. It's been really cool to watch her speak about Invisible Woman.
Yeah, and she specifically went to, I don't know if it was the premiere or what she went to, but recently what she was wearing was a more darker outfit. And I won't give any spoilers, but it's projecting who she would like Invisible Woman to eventually turn into.
I love that she said that. And she said it in an interview. It was amazing.
Yeah. So if you want to look it up, look it up. I don't want to spoil it for anyone though, because I don't know what's going to happen. But
she's a rock star.
She is. I thought that was really cool. Okay. Without spoilers, what didn't work? If anything, that you want to talk about. And if you want to save this for the spoiler section, we certainly can. But
No. I can keep mine general. So the thing that didn't work for me, there are a few moments in the film, and I won't give anything away, where because of certain things they had to do, they didn't quite cut the way I hoped they cut. Like there were some moments that are a little too long and fixated on it. Probably because they felt like there was going to be an emotional resonance there, not resonance, like a kind of a tension or a moment that would take longer time to be on camera than necessary. So speaking from someone who looks at this stuff a little bit more, some shots went on too long. I would have expected better cuts. And so like there were like 3 or 4 moments really where I was like, you should have cut the head or the tail of that clip just to make that moment resonate a little more. That was the big thing that kept throwing me. It happened like 3 or 4 times. Other than that though, I think 2 things, those cuts, and my second thing, and I'll give it back over to you, is that I think they cut too much. I think they wanted a film that was a solid, well-composed film without doing too much work to be confusing for the audience. And I think they dumbed it down a little bit too much for audiences.
Well, there's even a lot of stuff in the trailers that never even made it to the movie.
We never see Red Ghost, John Malkovich's character.
Nope, they cut him completely. And it's strange, and I know why they did it. From like a filmmaker's point of view, I understand why they cut the film the way they cut it, because they were afraid of mass audiences not understanding certain things, because they do a lot of references, which is in the trailer, and good references. I think good solid work is done there, but I would not be surprised if they come out with an edited version and things are tweaked a little more. I would hope they do, because it would be really, like, it would jump from an 8.5 for me to a 9.5 if they cleaned up some of those moments there. Yeah, that's a very, very fair critique. I agree. And I think that's actually a common critique of the movie too, from some other just comments I've seen. There are just, it's some of the pacing and just some scenes that went a little too long was one of the really main critiques that I've seen. And then really the other was we want it more. But then if your main critique is you want more, I mean, come on. That just means it's a great movie, right?
No, and that's what's so wonderful about the movie, I think, is that you're like, oh man, I want to invest more time in this world, actually.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to be here a little longer.
Mission
I want to go on.
right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think you're winning when that's the want of the audience.
Yeah. I mean, you bring in a new part of the Marvel IP to the MCU and everyone wants more, right? They want to dive in more. Like, I actually would have liked to see more interaction between Johnny and Ben than we got. I really liked how they were interacting, but at the same time, I was thinking of how much interaction we got with the family. I mean, how much can they pack into just one movie without it just getting really diluted? But it left me wanting more. So I get what you're saying. Like, there are certain things like that where I was like, oh man, I would have loved them to dive here, but then it's going to be like a 5-hour movie by the time we had everything we want. You and I would probably still like it, but
yeah, you and I would definitely like it. But I mean, I do
probably
think
won't sell well. So yeah, no, I don't have too many different things to say about what didn't work. I thought it was just a great movie. But yeah, I mean, that was going to be my thing, was the pacing, and not the whole movie, but just a certain part of the movie, the pacing and how long some scenes went on. That was definitely my main critique. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I will say I genuinely wanted Herbie to do a little more.
Herbie was this really breath of fresh air. As in, like, I was hoping they wouldn't get too gimmicky with him.
No,
so
and I don't think they did.
Glad they didn't. I don't think they did at all.
When I say I want it more, I don't know. I felt like they could have done something that left a more lasting impression for him to be this like heartfelt part of the family without giving him too much attention.
I agree with you. And when we get to the spoiler section, I'm going to remind me.
All right, we'll table that. We'll table it. Okay. Other than that, okay. The only other thing I would say is Surfer's design. I genuinely just want to hear from you. Did that work or did it not?
So when I saw the trailer and I first got my glimpse of the Surfer, I felt it was very stereotypical to what they could have done. And I do still believe there are some stereotypical moments in there. You know, in Rise of the Silver Surfer, which this is not a spoiler because it's been out since like 2008 or 2007. Doug Jones' Surfer, when Human Torch is chasing him, he phases in and out of his board. And I think what they did a much better job in that movie doing is not having Surfer do every surfboard pose. And I feel like in this film, and you've seen it in the trailers, one of the big parts in the trailer is when she says, "I herald," and that whole speech, that felt very Surfer. Sometimes in some of the different points, I felt like it was too much posing like a surfer in the ocean, as opposed to a being who's alien, and the board's not like a Earth Silver Surfer board. The board is more of a cosmic platform. And that's very hard to do. Even people in the comics get that kind of wrong, in my opinion.
That's such an interesting take. I'm so happy you said that.
It's a very specific take.
No, but that's why I wanted to hear from you. Because see, I didn't think about that at all. But now that you say it and I'm thinking about the movie, I'm like, that actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's just too much. And I'll get into the spoiler part of it. And those sequences are fantastic too. Like, and I think the work they did on her is amazing. And I say she's stunning as Surfer when you watch the film, because you really have to see her on the big screen to understand the intricate work the CGI team is doing, because there's a lot of work there that looks very subtle on a smaller screen, and you tend to miss the fidelity of it. So when you see it on a big screen, it's like very much like Galactus 2. You get to see the intricateness of the design and the work that was done behind the scenes. And her hair makes total sense to me once I watch it on a big screen. I understand why they did it now, the slick back, because that felt very much like someone coming out of the ocean as an original design. And I was kind of like, so on the nose. But I do feel like it takes on a different life when you get the proper scale of the film and you see more of it. It does become more like, oh yeah, she just looks better, especially with that actress's like frame and the size of her face. It just looks a lot better that way than maybe longer hair or even bald, for example.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. But man, the first speech.
It's amazing.
And hey, fun fact, that was the first day of filming.
First day I saw her talking about it. It's amazing. First day of filming.
Imagine that being your first day.
And she's on the PA speaker too. Like she's like 30 feet in the air on the PA.
What a way to set the scene for that movie, dude.
It really, and it's so funny. The screenwriter really got a lot of props from me in that moment, because the phrasing of those words, and the actress Julia Gardner, who's absolutely lovely. When she was in an interview, she talked about how she used T.S. Eliot, the poet, because when he would read his poems, you can hear T.S. Eliot read. Like, you can go to the archive on websites and you can hear most poets read, luckily. And you can hear his voice. And his voice is one of those moments where it is like, Harold, like, it's very kind of sincere, but also soft, tender, but also frightened. Like, there's a lot of emotional complexity that's happening in those moments. and she carries that voice that way. So she was kind of channeling how him and other, well, you know, he wrote fiction, but he wrote poetry. He wrote a lot of poetry, known for poetry. But anyway, a lot of good moments like that was registered by her. So her saying those lines set the tone for her character in like a really important way.
Yeah, for sure. All right, this is it. We're going to spoilers. If
Ding, 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 ding.
you have not seen it, please bow out. You can fast forward until we get to the next section. I always put the timestamps in the notes, so I will be extra intentional this time to add extra timestamps of when spoilers start and when they end. But this is your last warning. Spoilers, again, if you haven't seen it, this is your cue to stop listening. All right, Fausto, here we go. It's time to deep dive into this.
I
Spoiler
can't believe
time.
everybody died. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. All right. Where do you want to start?
Everywhere. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Because I've been very selfishly hogging the spotlight. So I don't know how close you are to Fantastic Four or even Silver
Not at all.
Surfer.
I don't
as
know the story
characters.
at
Not
all.
At all. So as someone who's fresh, because really the coming of Galactus FF48 is a huge moment in the books across many books and plot lines in Marvel. It's kind of like what happened in Eternals when they discover an internal inside the planet and it kind of rises. Like it's very much kind of sets everything anew on the planet, right? Really aware, makes people aware of the cosmic threat. What was it like for you watching kind of like this team and this whole dynamic, this whole sector of Marvel that you're not familiar with? What was it like to see that for the first time?
Oh, dude, it was great. It felt like I was back in like another arc of another start of like a great phase of Marvel. I mean, because when I started watching MCU, I had never read a Marvel comic book, right?
I remember that.
And I'm learning these stories, and it's just felt like another great start to another great story. It was great. I was impressed with everything, and it was the way they were introduced. That intro scene where they're going through, and like,
So
dude, like Giganto's in there, they're fighting Mole Man. I mean, just that whole thing, I was already hooked. They already had me at that point. It was the most perfect little highlight reel to catch you up over the last 4 years.
And the way they highlighted everyone's powers too, I thought really blew me away. Like the one that shocked me was the Human Torch one. When that's such a big moment because it actually sets the tone for what Torch can really do, because Deadpool Wolverine kind of like, you know, treated Torch like a plaything against Pyro, which is not true. Torch is actually pretty amazing character. So for him going between those buildings and absorbing the fire,
yes,
it was a really big moment for the character, because then you realize it's not that he just lights things on fire, that he has a cosmic connection to the element.
Yes, and his just control over it was so impressive to see, and they did a perfect job capturing it in many different parts at the start of the film. And that is one thing I thought they did so well, was from the start of the movie, like the first 30 minutes, they did a great, like you knew each person's powers and they showcased them beautifully.
No, it was gorgeous. It was really the selectivity of what they highlighted for each character was brilliant. Even down to Surfer and Galactus and even Mole Man. Like I think everybody had a good little strong moment of our first interaction with characters.
Mm-hmm. And seeing the different dynamics, you really, they, and I don't know if you noticed this, they had a lot of scenes intentionally where it was paired off into twos. So you could see specific dynamics within the family. So it starts off of all of them together, and then it goes to Reed and Sue, because that's where they want the viewers to focus in on the most, because they want Reed to be the new Tony Stark, right?
Right.
Quote unquote Tony Stark, right? Like the new face. But then you see how Reed and Sue start interacting with the others, and then you see how like Johnny and Ben interact together, and all that was just fantastic. I wanted more of
Sue
that.
and Johnny have a great moment too. You're absolutely right. It's a great moment in the movie because we see Sue come into the room where Johnny's been piecing this whole puzzle together of trying to decode Zenlaw language. By the way, I lost my freaking mind when that happened. I was like, we get to hear the language? What? So that was awesome. But having her decode it and having him decode it and her walking in on him to talk to him about it and take him seriously when the team didn't. I was like, man, that's such a good brother and sister.
Brother,
moment,
sister.
right? Like,
yes.
So
Yes.
brilliant. It's
Yep.
so brilliant. It's so stupid good.
Yes. That whole, yes, absolutely. And in space, which we'll talk more about the space scene soon. I don't want to get into it just yet, but
Yep.
the kill her quote, that
Oh,
gave me chills.
that was good shit. That was like real, like this is the line. And I think that's what's so important, right? Like, we get that. Like, the script is so well done, and it's not it's not childish in the script. It's like, because so here's the thing. There's a certain plot that always exists in movies, right? Save the planet, or stop the bomb from blowing up, right? Those are very standard, stereotypical plots that don't really do much anything, and they've been done over and over and over again.
Yeah.
What was so brilliant is having the child be the thing.
Yeah.
Right? That was it. That was the line of the family, and that was the line that could never be crossed. And I thought that was such a good way of showing the team's strength and incomparable unmovableness of them. I don't know. It was a great thing to put in the screenplay. Smart.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And so, I mean, we get the start of the movie. Another thing I wanted to note too. So Sue, they go over how she creates the Future Foundation. And when she's giving that speech, I think it was, they pan around the room. Did you notice what seat was empty?
Of course. Dr. Doom's seat. He
Dr.
wasn't
Doom's
there.
seat, yes. They had a panel for Latveria.
Latveria wasn't there.
Yeah.
And they did it twice. Like, you got to see the nameplate, and then you got to see the flag hanging above the seat, totally unoccupied. I thought that was phenomenal. What a great little tease there. Mm-hmm. 2 times. It was fantastic.
And speaking of your reference about some of the homages to Jack Kirby, I don't know if this was one of the ones you were referencing.
You know,
but
which
there
one
is a spot where they show 2 guys working in a room.
Yeah, of course.
And it's Stanley and Jack Kirby.
So here's a great thing too. There's a episode of Fantastic Four, the animated series, and I think it's called Doomsday. Actually, this might be breaking news.
Really? Okay.
And Surfer's in it, and Surfer is flying to Earth. Well, he's stranded to Earth. This is when Doom takes his powers. But Surfer comes around the corner in the city. It's one of my favorite sequences in animation for Surfer, and he passes by the Marvel Comics offices in New York City. And you see everybody working in there. And it's a great little moment where Surfer passes them by. And so when I saw it in there, I was like, oh, wow, they watched the animated series. They knew to take that from there. And I'm sure it was outside of that, because you see Stan and Jack Kirby. And, what's great is that that's established in the story with clobbering time. Everyone keeps asking Ben to say clobbering time. So you're like, oh, they've made comic books of these heroes. And this is why we have this lore. It was such a great little way to breadcrumb that into the series. It was super smart. It was a great homage, and it paid off, and it was super well done.
Yeah. But that brings you into, so just thinking of the movie, I'm trying to remember the movie in order. They do the whole intro. They're on this Ted Gilbert show. I think that was the name, right?
Yes.
The Ted Gilbert show, which is an homage to, and shout out to A Bit of Everything, a YouTube channel. He did an incredible breakdown of this movie. That's honestly, I would 100% encourage everyone to watch it. But I got this from him. That's an homage to the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yes, sir.
And also where the Fantastic Four was standing. Do you know who that was an homage to?
The Beatles.
The Beatles. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it's awesome. Yeah.
It is. It's just, I don't know, so much thought went into it. So then you go to the pregnancy reveal, and then you got the whole portion of the movie with Reed prepping. I loved how, again, talking about how they showcase the powers in the beginning of the movie, right? Better than an ultrasound. Why does an invisible woman just let you see right through?
That was
and
amazing.
You can see the baby through her. I mean, come on.
That was really cool, because you need moments like that, right? That was such a smart moment from the filmmaker's side to be like, well, this is a great way to showcase powers, but also make it feel normal, which I thought was super important as well, because we're 4 years into them having their powers. They can't be experiencing the powers for the first time, right? That would be a sign that the movie did not do what it was supposed to do, or be aware of its own context. And here you didn't have that problem, right? Nobody was like, oh man, I still can't figure out how to light my hand on fire. Like, it wasn't anything like that, right? This was already well established. Everyone knew their powers and their place and how to operate on the team, which I loved too. That was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, before, I guess, is there anything else you want to say about the intro leading up to them going to meet Silver Surfer for the first time and going to space? Because I feel like that's kind of the next chunk of the movie.
That's the next chunk of the movie. Yeah, that's the setup. That's the 30 minutes, right? So at the 30-minute mark of any movie, usually you get the reveal of what the plot of the movie is going to be. And it's very lined up with that classic structure where Surfer shows up in the first 20 to 30 minutes and boom, the thread is made and we're off to the races.
Okay. So Surfer comes. Obviously, we already talked about the speech. Incredible.
Incredible. Stupid incredible.
Chills.
Chills. No, it's great.
And one of the most beautiful scenes in the movie, I think, is when Johnny chases her, touches that surfboard. I was like, come on.
That was good stuff.
And
it was very clever. It was a very clever moment. And I'm glad they didn't make her like romantically interested in him or him romantically into her. I don't think they played that trope, which I was so impressed by, because I think if you made them have like that connection, you misunderstood the kind of reference, because the person who has a connection to Surfer in the books is Alicia Masters, who is Ben Grimm's girlfriend and is blind. And she has a very telepathic empathy kind of power of her own. And she's the one that kind of convinces Surfer to save humanity. And in the movie, it's Human Torch and Surfer and Shala Ball that have that kind of connection, which I thought was super strong. Because in Rise of the Fantastic Four, it's Invisible Woman, Jessica Alba, and Doug Jones is Norrin Rad.
Okay. I didn't know that.
That was
I've never seen
that was too. I got to reel it in. You can't let me go on like that. You have to stop it. I'll do this forever.
I know. It's okay. We're having fun, man. All right. So let's just move into space then, right? So we meet Surfer. I thought they did a perfect job introducing Surfer. They leave. Fantastic Four says, okay, we're going to space. Sue's obviously pregnant, so I was happy she came along and they didn't just put her in the back seat at that point.
Thank God. Yep.
They go out to space. They meet Galactus. That was mind-blowing. Galactus reveal. We've already talked about that a little bit.
We were on his ship. Dude. I can't express enough to you how stupid, crazy that was. I did not think we would go on his ship. I was like, no way this is going to happen. They wouldn't do that. That's like too deep. They're not going to do it. And they freaking did it. Yeah. And it was awesome.
It was perfect.
Fantastic.
It was perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, for me, the intro, I was bought in. I was like, okay, this is going to be good. Then I get all of the first 30 minutes that we talked about. And I was like, okay, I really enjoy this cast. Like, this can work, right? And then they go and chase Silver Surfer. They hit space and Galactus came. In my mind, I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, it blew my mind. Well, it was so well done, like scale-wise, his position. The actor who plays Galactus here, I can't remember his name, but he played the father in a movie called The Witch, which is a very famous horror movie by Eggers. It's a very good horror movie. And he plays Galactus here, and he plays it to a T.
Yeah.
The man is good. And Galactus speaks a lot. Like, he has a lot of lines. He's not just like some cloud. I had to do it. He's like a literal character in this film.
Yeah. And you hit beautifully on how they did the angles to just showcase how just bigger than life Galactus is. But they also do it through the dialogue.
Which
right?
I loved.
The way the negotiations go wrong, it's just like,
Yes.
you don't negotiate with Galactus.
That was amazing. I thought it was such a smart move, framing wise. And it's strange because that is done on a green screen. And blocking that and blocking is when you're in film, basically you're trying to figure out how to control the eye of the viewer so that they don't get confused when they're watching a film. Because remember, this is a flat space, right? It's 2D,
sure.
Right? But you're making 2D space three-dimensional. So you have to work with vectors to get characters to look at each other so the viewer feels like it's naturally moving through the space, and the illusion of the film becomes real. It feels like you're actually there. That's why it happens. It's because of vectors. And they do it so well when they're negotiating with Galactus. And I think the actors' responses to them and their facial constructions and the Surfer standing there kind of muted at one point as well. You feel like she's a slave to Galactus, which Surfer is, right? Surfer's at the mercy of Galactus. Yeah. So impressive.
That's the first time you really start really feeling it too.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes on to probably my favorite scene in the movie. The whole action scene at that point.
Stupid.
Where they're getting chased, they leave. She's about to give birth. She's in the I mean, dude. Her giving birth in the ship, and then Silver Surfer coming through the ship to try and grab Franklin out of her. Dude, that was just so nuts. That was probably the best scene of the whole movie for me.
I mean, it was the sequence of the movie. I don't think anything was done more tightly and more well orchestrated than that, because characters are in 0G. So they didn't do 0G like Apollo 13 was filmed up in space. They actually have the characters on wires here. So they didn't do the whole like in an airplane, because this is just the set's too big. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So they did characters on wires. The way they did the shots, that's a lot of rehearsing. That is not an easy scene to shoot whatsoever. That was nightmare level difficulty, and it was pulled off without a hitch. I will say I think it's the best composed sequence of the film.
Yeah. No, hands down. It might be one of the best composed scenes I've ever seen. I mean, my eyes were wide, mouth open almost that whole time.
No, it was amazing. It was
nuts.
I think top 3 biggest sequences in Marvel.
Oh,
and
easy.
Easy.
No
so Nightcrawler, X-Men 2, The Last Stand is one of the best sequences in Marvel, where Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler is popping in and out of the Oval Office to assassinate the president. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is up there with it.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Easily. Okay, anything you want to talk about else in the space scene before they come back and start trying to figure out how to stop Galactus?
It took a month. It was a month that they were away from Earth. I thought that was super smart, especially thinking about like the physics of time warp and all that kind of good stuff. I thought they did their research. It wasn't like it took like a day. It was like they were gone for a month. I thought that was really smart. It's a small detail, but it made the world so much more believable.
That went right over my head. I didn't think about it, but at all. But now that you say it, I am happy that when I go back and rewatch it, I'll know that they did it right. Cool. So, okay, this is where when they get back to Earth, I think that some of the negativity for the movie starts coming in, and I'm assuming this is what you were getting at when you were talking about some scenes were too long, some of the pacing, things like that. Some of the critiques I've heard is that they didn't like how it was like, okay, let's try this thing. It didn't work. Let's try the next thing. It doesn't work. And they're like, let's try another thing. It doesn't work. I personally kind of like that part of the movie.
That's important to happen.
Because it shows like that despair.
It also shows...
And it shows Reed Richards.
Dude, one of the best moments happens with Reed during that sequence of them coming up with the solutions. Like, that's not what went long, in my opinion. And when we get to it, it's towards the end of the movie. There's a few cuts, but there was one in particular that I think was too long. But yeah, I don't
understand that criticism. I feel like I don't know. I don't get it.
No, look, Reed reveals, man. Reed has one of the strongest lines in the movie. And it's Reed, I think, telling his son, he was like, he looks at Franklin, he's like, I know there's something wrong with me. I don't want you to turn out like me. And he tells Sue earlier that he always thinks of the worst thing. That's why that's all he does is think about the next bad thing. And it's such a great line, not only for the character, but what happens later in the sequencing of Marvel, right? With the Illuminati and everything else that comes. Reed is the problem solver, but the problem with that is that all you do is think about problems. And it's such a heartwarming moment for Reed and where his head is at all times. It's fantastic. It's one of the best moments in the film, to be honest.
Yeah. I had no qualms with them trying different things.
You have to.
The plan's not working. Starting Galactus, over,
man. Yeah.
Right. I agree. I personally think that built up. There are there's critics out there that really don't like how they did that. They thought it was too much. I hard disagree.
No, hard disagree. Hard disagree.
Okay, well, let's just get into then what we've been foreshadowing of what didn't work.
Yeah.
It's the last fight scene.
So
it's certain parts of it where, okay, here's the thing that I didn't like about it. It started to feel too much like cat and mouse. Like, oh, Galactus went this way. Let's redirect him this way. Redirect him this way. And then it was so long that she was pushing him.
It was too long for pushing him.
And it just lost
too long for the baby to be put on her chest.
Yeah.
They really need to go back and cut that better. Her pushing him, the direction was bad on that moment. She does it 3 times, 4 times maybe, and that's where it breaks. It should have been 1, twice, and done. Yep. Which is how it normally is in film. It's that pattern of 3s. They have her do it 4 times, and the actress gives it everything to have that moment.
If she's it was not Vanessa Kirby, I think that scene would have possibly just tanked the whole movie.
I agree. I think a lot of people gave it a lot of leadway.
Yes,
because she believed in that moment. Like you could see her pushing him.
Oh yeah,
she believed in that.
She literally died from it.
I know. I think literally that moment needs to be recut, as well as the baby being put on her chest. Now I will say this: live babies, real babies, not CGI babies, on set are bad. Yeah. You should never have a kid on set. That should just never happen. A young kid on set is a really disgusting thing to do in any film, because A, you have 500 people, so there's a lot of ways the baby can get sick. B, the heat from the lamps and the light that has to be on the characters to get the proper color and degree of detail for DC, especially with an IMAX camera, it is hot. It is very, very hot on set. It is not good to have a live baby, to have any baby on any kind of anything. Sure. So to have a CGI baby, that's not the problem. The problem is the shot. Reed taking the baby from Ben and putting it on Sue's chest, that should have been shot differently. I don't think they got the coverage, so they just went with the long shot. It did not work whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't have any disagreements. I will say it in no way did it break the movie for me.
No.
Or did it kill the movie?
No.
I think if they had cut those 2 scenes better, I would probably give it like a 9.5.
That's where I'm at. 9. I think if those 2 scenes would have been cut better and had a little more breathing room to make the movie feel like it had more sections to it, just a little more breathing room at parts, I would have been at like 9.5. I would have been, then truthfully, like this is a freaking 11 compared to what we've gotten. And I'm not a huge hater on Rise of the Silver Surfer, only because of that specific sequence of Torch chasing Surfer. And that was a great homage in the film, by the way. But I will say, like, I think all of those things, which are small critiques, it's nitpicky at that point, right? I don't think your average viewer is going to be like taken out of the film too hard from those moments. But yeah, I agree with you. It's those moments specifically.
Another thing I loved is that I went into the movie expecting Reed Richards to be the big hero and have like more of the big moments. It was really Johnny. Johnny was like the unsung hero of the movie. And obviously Vanessa, Invisible Woman they all had their own parts, but I think I expected Reed the most. And I think I almost got him less than I expected any other character.
It was awesome. It was such a smart decision because Reed undergoes the most amount of physical harm in the film from Galactus. Like Galactus toys with him when he's stretching him. Like that is the most hurtful moment Galactus does to a specific person, which is really important for Reed's character. That was amazing. And Invisible Woman Sue saving the day.
She has the strongest moment, right? She rises up to be the strongest of the 4.
Yeah, she's the one that can do the most damage. And it's true. Like, truthfully, Invisible Woman, like Scarlet Witch, which is what I love about Marvel with their female characters. It's very smart. They are, Scarlet Witch, I don't think she's an Omega level mutant, right? She is. Is she? No, she's just the Deathhold, right? There's something there I don't know. But Invisible Woman is this kind of like top tier kind of powerful superhero kind of person. and very few superheroes can even like go up against her. And I'm glad they presented that in the film. I think that's super important. It's like in X-Men 97 when they show Storm come down to the Sentinels and they say Omega mutant level threat. That was super important because Storm is like one of the most powerful X-Men.
Yeah.
It's important to get that there because it resonates a lot with the story later.
But to me, Johnny was like the unsung hero.
Johnny was the smartest because he learned the language and the culture of the surfer, and that's what saves them.
That's
Surfer
really
herself.
what serves them. And I mean, it's Johnny going off to talk to Surfer.
Yeah.
And and then Johnny being willing to just sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Just so cool. And that's, I think, where my only qualm was. I wish that they gave, and I guess it's so hard when you have so many characters, right, to give them all their moment. I think Ben did dirty a little bit. Thing didn't get his huge moment that I wanted for him.
I think Ben gets the monster in the streets moment, not the fight moment. And I think Ben, kind of in his old neighborhood on Yancey Street, seeing the woman from Russian Doll and Orange is the New Black, who's not Alicia Masters. She's Rachel someone. I don't know who that character is, but
they made her new for MCU.
It's really good, really smart. She's wonderful. I thought that was important to see Ben alone. Because
I think so too, but I didn't get enough of it. And they had more. They cut a lot. Yeah. But see, it was clear they cut a lot. And she was, I forget her name too, but she was supposed to have a bigger role. And I think there was supposed to be a bigger story surrounding that love interest, and they cut a lot of it out.
They cut a lot out. You can see it. Look, dude, look at me. I'm sitting back. I'm waiting for that Blu-ray, baby. Okay. You come back to me when that Blu-ray comes out. I'll give you the 5 hours on this movie. All right. I'll break it down.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other qualms I have with the movie. Anything I really didn't like. I think that was it for me.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
That was it. Those are the big ones for me.
Okay. So, I want to get into just some theorizing a little bit. Doom obviously comes in the post-credit scene. Phenomenal.
Yep. Phenomenal. I wish there was a moment of that. I will say I feel like we got ripped on a post-credit scene.
Why?
Yeah. He's holding his mask. Franklin touches his face, and that's it.
It's a post-credit scene, though. It's supposed to be that way. You're getting greedy. You're getting greedy, Fausto.
I am getting greedy.
You're getting real greedy here.
Feed me.
All right. So what Doom do you think that is? Do you think that's RDJ? Do you think he's from 828? He's 616?
No, it's RDJ. There's only one Doom.
You think so? They think there's one Doom, and
that's what's great about Doom. That's going to be the twist. That there's only one Doom.
It's only one Doom, and you say it's RDJ. I don't disagree with you. I think you're right. That was going to be my answer too. So I think he was touching his face to heal him.
You know what? That might have happened there. I wonder what they're going to do with Doom. I don't know how someone can't recognize RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. I don't know how they can't recognize him when Tom Holland sees him, or like just, kind of see him and wonder if he's also Tony Stark. Like, I don't know how they're going to handle that. It was a very weird casting. I don't know if I 100% believe in the decision to cast it that way. I think he's the actor to play Doom. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I know there is storyline where Iron Man and Doom are connected, and it, I can see him pulling it off, but I don't know what they have prepared. I don't know how this is going to go.
Well, I mean, do you have any ideas how do you think they're going to tie in 616 back to this?
I think 616 is the space. I think Doom steals Franklin
and brings him back to 616.
They have to they track him down and it's been years of them tracking down Doom, and they track him all the way to 616.
Yeah.
And that's what we see at the end of the credit scene for Thunderbolts. I think we see that moment of them being like,
yep. I agree.
Your housing. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what else it could be.
I agree. Okay. Your favorite scene?
I mean, it's nothing with Surfer, right? Because that would be too, yeah, of course it's Surfer.
I should have said, what's your favorite Surfer scene?
I love, thank you. I love that we saw Zenla which is Surfer's home planet, Norrin Radd's Shellbal's home planet. But I thought they did it kind of cheaply, but I'm glad they showed it, so beggars can't be choosers. But I will say my favorite scene is the I Herald moment. Even though I love that space sequence, it's phenomenal. But that I Herald moment, it gives me goosebumps. And that's the Surfer I wanted to see, the stoic kind of presence of Surfer. You know what I mean? Like that was
chills.
what I wanted.
Chills. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What about you?
It was the birth scene. I know that's going to be a lot of people's answers, but it's so hard to not make that your answer.
It's stupid hard to not pick that scene. It was done so well.
It's so good. Okay. Final thoughts. Galactus's ship. Did you notice what the hell's going to happen with the ship?
Ooh,
it's still in the sky.
Occupied.
I mean, it's right there. Galactus and Silver Surfer got transported or whatever, but what is going to happen with his ship?
It'd be interesting. I know he's coming back because I think Galactus is going to be one of those characters. Well, theory, Galactus is the one that kind of comes back and basically saves 616. So that's I'm just going to call it here. Because I know how connected Franklin and Galactus really are in the books, according to many different stories. So I know that's coming, which is going to be really cool. But I will say, like, that ship is supposed to exist in like a multi-dimensional space. Like, it's not supposed to really exist or not exist. So maybe someone picks it up. No idea. It gets commandeered by the Guardians. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I was like, what is going on with that ship? Yeah. Okay. I feel like we covered it pretty well. Is there anything else you want to add?
That I love that you had me on here, and I can't thank you enough for being dorky with me. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. I think this is a top tier MCU movie.
For sure, without a doubt. Yeah, this is exactly what they needed to people to feel like connected to these characters, and I thought it was really smartly done.
I would recommend it to anyone. Yep. I don't think you need to be a super hardcore MCU fan. I think they did a nice job appealing this to anyone who maybe has left Marvel for a while, hardcore fans, casuals, people who have never watched a Marvel movie. I think anyone could come in and watch this, which is a 100%. Perfect setup to get ready to reset the multiverse and everything. So that being said, Phase 6 is here. This was the first Phase 6 movie. So now we have coming up Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and Wonder Man this year. So those are the next three pieces that we get this year. That moves us into 2026, where we get Daredevil, the next part of Born Again, Spider-Man, and then Doomsday. After that, they have Punisher planned, another season of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated series. We get Vision Quest. Oh my God, baby. I cannot wait for that. And then, of course, 2027, they're planning Avengers Secret War. So that being said, Fausto and I have an announcement to make. We are launching a new series called Path to Doomsday.
We're going.
Dude, I can't wait for this. So we're going to do a live YouTube series where each week we want everyone to join in with us. We're going to have a schedule, and we're going to watch all the movies leading up to Doomsday. And
it's going to be good, man.
Each week, we're going to break it down. We're going to do a live stream. We want everyone in there with us. We're all going to talk about the movie. Yep. And we're going to give it a rating and a ranking. And the way it's going to work is Fantastic Four defaults to our number one movie, and there's no other movies on the rank. And every time we watch a movie, we have to choose where in our rankings it goes.
This is good. This is good. I like this. This is nice.
So first episode is going to be this Saturday. What is that? August 2nd.
Yes, sir.
6:30.
Yep,
yeah.
6:30
Eastern Standard Time.
I love it.
PM, not AM. So yeah, 6:30. Definitely come hang out. It will be on, the first one will be on Fausto's channel, Comic Card Hive. If you aren't subscribed, go subscribe. And then we're going to switch off each week who hosts. So it'll go from his channel to my channel to his channel, back and forth. So be on the lookout for both. We'll have a schedule. We'll drop it on Saturday. It's going to be super fun. Okay, Fausto, really quick, lightning round. Fantastic Four or Thunderbolts?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, Brave New World.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Infinity War.
And Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Endgame.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Guardians 3.
Oh God. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Deadpool Wolverine.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or is there
my unborn child? Fantastic Four, Jimmy.
Is Fantastic Four literally your number one right now?
No, it's not it's my number one is Logan. Logan is the movie from the MCU. Like that is the best MCU movie in my opinion.
Erase One Earth, 828 or 616.
Say that again?
Erase One Earth, 828 or 616.
828. 616 is home.
I'm erasing 616. Next question.
Killer.
One word for the movie.
Harold.
That was pretty damn good. Best character in the movie. I wonder what he's going to say.
This is a tough one.
It is really tough. Worst character in the movie.
One of the little kids. He was like too happy. Grossed me out. I was like, what's your problem, dude?
All right. Little kids out of the movie.
Your world's ending.
And we're going to do one listener question because we're going super late, but we're going to hit Lumpkin's letters.
Lumpkin's letters.
Okay. One question. Here we go. And I think this is the perfect question to end this episode on. Fausto, I'd love for you to answer it. This question comes from Blake. Shout out to Blake. He says, what drove you to the character that you collect from a collector's standpoint? Was it price, rarity, the character, or something more personal? So Fausto, take it away as you just got to watch your character on the big screen.
It's always personal for me. I grew up on Surfer. Surfer was my friend when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I remember seeing him when he was my first superhero I ever saw. And he was kind of, I don't know, it made me feel less alone to read about the Surfer. I understood his perspective way more than other characters and other things I had seen at the time. And I don't know, there was something very introspective about what I learned from the Surfer, reading the books and watching the animated TV show and stuff like that. I just understood it very differently than other characters.
I love that. Yeah, it's the same for me. It's that personal connection you get to the character. The rarity, price, all that stuff didn't have any impact whatsoever.
No, me neither.
And me deciding. Yeah. But that was a great question. Thank you, Blake. But
thank you, Blake.
I know we've gone late. Fausto, thank you for sticking around and doing this episode with me.
Dude, I had so much fun. This is awesome.
This was sick. We're going to talk more about Fantastic Four because there's still more I want to say, and we want to hear more from you. So hang out with us live this Saturday where we're going to talk more about the movie and start this whole ranking system. So we'll see you there. Fausto, any last words?
No. Just kidding. Awesome. Later, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening. Hey, please leave a rating, review if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you leave a 5-star review, that would mean the world to us. And we will see you next week where, actually, fun little announcement, I'm planning on bringing back my old co-host from Hermit Style, my good buddy Mike. And we are going to do the Phase 5 awards show, where we've got all awards now that Phase 5's done. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait to do it. Fausto, thank you again, my friend, and we will see you all next week.